What's going on, everybody? BobbyFi with my man Eric Sheets-Haber. We had a little technical difficulties trying to record this before, so we're going to get right to it. Just want to say that good luck to any of us. Hope that we don't get a second coming of what happened to John Rahm last week. That was really unfortunate for you and for other people I know, and just a rough beat. Sheets, any overall thoughts, if you want to talk about that or on this slate? Let's jump right in.
So what I was getting at before we got disconnected was as we pull up the top tier, I think I really think there's a bit of variance in this tournament, not necessarily COVID related, but I would be careful playing guys like Dustin Johnson and Brooks Koepka and even, Tyrrell Hatton. This is the week before the US Open. Okay. And I just can't see those guys just going freaking bananas the week before the US Open. Like I see variations where if things aren't going their way, they withdraw. I don't know that I have nothing to support that. I just could just see a world where that happens. So I just figured that rather than whine about it later, you could also just kind of foresee the possibility that happens beforehand, and at least weigh on that. So I'm not saying that if you love, like, for example, one of those plays that you should just not play them, but I would factor in just a tiny little bit of that vig in your lineups this week. I would really prefer to play guys that will, let's just say, benefit more from winning this than using this as a prep for the US Open.
I think it's an interesting point because the first thing that stands out to me is that DJ is a better golfer than everybody else here.
He is.
Gonna think about playing him, but I think you're making some really, really good points. And I at the same time, are there guys on the other side that we can maybe take advantage of that with that tend to play well in these situations? I remember somebody mentioning this last year, but maybe it was before Augusta, but about Sung J M always playing really well right before the major. He's a guy I happen to love this week, but is there anybody else that you could see sort of the reverse narrative playing into effect?
Well, it's a reverse narrative, but I would just say that these 4 10K guys and up, I mean, I like Fitzpatrick the most. And that it also fits everything that I said also. I mean, like he needs wins more than, for example, Tyrrell Hatton, Dustin Johnson, and Brooks Koepka need just random wins. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and Fitzpatrick was, as I recall, was pretty weak last week. I guess he didn't know he was chalk, so it's not like he disappointed. It's like, I guess his disappointment is not our disappointment necessarily, but the fact is that he's going to be much less lower on this week because I guess the people who wants to pay 10-4 for him, honestly. But fact is, I mean, this is a different slate with different golfers in it than your normal stacked field. So I do like, especially given ownership, I do like Fitzpatrick the best of the top, the expensive guys. But I would like to say that I do like all of those guys in the 10K range. All else being equal. So I'm not just like tossing these guys. I do have them even just like adjusted for price. I do have like those 4 guys, like 4 of the top 5 quote unquote values on the slate. So it's probably wise to play one of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not going to talk you off of any of Dustin Johnson or Hatton or Koepka. Because if everything that I said, like look, everybody knows that Koepka plays like so much better in the majors than in the non-majors. And if that fact, puts him below 10% somehow, which it won't, but then it's a reason to play him. But I happen myself to like Fitzpatrick more than the other guys, but I do like all the guys in the top 10K range, which is not something I like all too often.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm kind of with you a little bit on liking everybody. I'm personally siding with DJ and Fitzpatrick and Hatton, but I'm just a little bit lower on Brooks. But than where the field is. This is the way I've got it right now. And I actually like a few guys to potentially win it in this next range, even though it's a very small range.
Let's do it. I'm in.
All right. I'm in for Sung Jae. He's my guy this week, along with Tommy Fleetwood, who gearing up for this he's been better at the gearing up than he has been in some of the majors. He's actually competed in some of them, but I like Tommy Fleetwood quite a bit. And I will go right back to my Patton Gazire love. I don't care about one bad week, and I'm willing to just skip that. And these are three of my main plays on the slate are Sung Jae, Fleetwood, and Kazire.
So Fleetwood and Im, since you mentioned it, are two of my top 10 plays on the whole slate. So if I think that plus the fact that I didn't even know the thing you mentioned before about Im probably being decent in these types of situations, like the leading into the majors. It certainly doesn't hurt. And if it makes him feel like he's playing better because of it, that's fine too. You know what I mean? So I'm in. I like the Im. I like the Fleetwood. You liking them validated it for me. Just to let you know, I'm not a homer. I personally am not getting to Kazire this week, but Im and Fleetwood for sure. And what would a week be without me losing money at Harris English? So Harris English, I'm actually last time I won money on him, but English, I have him as a top 10 value as well, and he's going to be not that highly owned because he never does anything. So I like Fleetwood, I like English, and I like him in that range quite a bit actually.
Yep. I'm telling you though, don't throw one Patton Kazire lineup in there for me.
Like you said, I'll put him in the $4. Like you said.
I just want to catch these guys on the way up. And one bad week after 2/3, like I'll take it. Like
the big golfer narrative.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, I like the big golfers. What can I say?
That's it.
All right, the 8K range. Who's standing out for you? Because I've got two guys who I have way ahead of everybody else in this range. Unfortunately, they are the popular guys. But I don't have. I've got three guys in this range I'm using a ton of, basically, which are Glover, Varner, and then Doc Redman.
Yeah, I have two guys that are pretty much well ahead of everybody in this range also. And they are also popular, and they're also the exact guys that you mentioned, Harold Varner and Lucas Glover. The other guys, though, that I like in this range as well, and I'm gonna steal. I can steal because I'm shouting out. I'm gonna steal a Rick pick because I'm shouting out to Rick when I do it. Right. So let's do that. So we're gonna get to that in a second. But two guys I like are Jonathan Vegas and also Scott Stallings. That's another. Those are the two, second tier 8K guys I like. And then I'll throw in the next guy I like in the 8K range is the guy that showed up in Rick's model, which I don't know how I could possibly do it at 8,900 as chalk. But I'll just throw it in. Alex Noren rates to be on his model really good. I can't possibly imagine me playing him at 20% ownership. So we will see. But I'll just shout it out there. So in summary, the 8K range, Bobby and I both like Varner and Glover. They're going to be chalky. Bobby also likes Kazai. Oh, Doc Redman, who's right there for me actually. Mm-hmm. And then the other guys I liked again were Vegas and Stallings.
I like it. We've got it's interesting because I have some weird plays in these other ranges. This guy's going to be really popular, which is probably going to keep me off of him, but I like Luke List. I like Vincent Whaley, who, again, probably more popular than I want to go for. So I am sort of finding some weird plays here. Okay, so tell me I didn't even know what a Wilco Nienaber it was. But I read a few things, and there's a lot of people really like this guy this week, and they were talking about straight like long shot bets in this kind of a tournament, and he was popping up for them. So there are guys who know a little bit more about golf than I do, and I'm willing to default in those situations when the guy's going to be really low owned. So that's a spot I might be taking a shot. And down towards the bottom, I don't have a ton of love outside of. I do think James Hahn and Roger Sloan would be the other cheap guys I'm looking at.
Yeah, so James Hahn rang a bell. He's almost in the top of the range for me as far as the 7K guys. Guys will be a little chalky. Will be Nick Taylor, along with those other guys that you mentioned. Luke List will get some ownership. I'll give you my top one. So the guy I'll probably have the most of in this range is Richie Wierenski. So he's 7,400. He's going to be under 10%, and he's going to be probably my top one. But there's a lot in here. Who else got there? Garnett. It's not bad. Martin Laird. You already mentioned Whaley. Yeah, the 7K range is going to have a bit. Oh, and there's Sloan. I was wondering. Yeah, I got Sloan in here also.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that of mine, Richie Wierenski would be the top.
Yeah, I can certainly I can get behind that for sure. I'll play Wierenski, Wilco Ninabar. I love these unknown guys. I swear every time that I hear somebody talk about them, it seems like they end up going off. So I'm just listening to a couple of guys I know on that one. Let's get down in the 6Ks. And unlike other weeks, I actually have some plays down here that I like quite a bit.
What do you got?
So I like Hank Laboida a ton. I think he's going to be fairly popular for the under 6K guys, but he makes a lot of sense here for me. I like John Huh a little bit.
Sure.
I like the let me grab my sheet here. Chase Seifert.
Okay.
And then let me find where my man Pac is. Where is Pac? What is he priced at? Sorry, I don't know why I can't find him here. But yeah, so Pac would be my other one. That's actually, I guess that's most of the guys who I've got under 7K right now. Is there anybody who you got that I don't have?
Yeah, no, but I will say this. I'll give you a little bit of a plug and a little bit of story. So if you guys haven't checked out truedfs.com yet, I mean, we're rolling it. I mean, it's pretty much we're rolling it out. And what's up there now are like my sheets involve my projections and models and stuff like that. And one of the things I'm kind of screwing around with as kind of a next thing that I want to just kind of put on there is at least a primitive version of an optimizer, right? That you guys can use. I actually have one that I made for golf. Yeah, but it's only like it's a single entry. Like I can only make one lineup with it. It's actually really hard. So I made one and I've been using it just for golf. I could use it for other sports, but golf and auto racing is easier because there's only six slots, whatever. But so I will tell you that I put my own projections, my own stuff, and the very first thing that I ran, my first optimal with my new optimizer has Chase Seifert in it. So we will be playing Chase Seifert.
I love it. So we both found the Seifert. That's cool.
Yeah, it is in there.
And I do think the Pocket 6,900 also. I want to stress that that's another guy who I've got in my lineups right now. So yeah,
so yeah, I do like the whatchamacallit, the Huh, and I do like the Seifert.
Any thoughts on Laboida? I think he's going to end up more popular than the sites.
Maybe I didn't get there, but it's possible.
I've just seen his name too many times for it not to.
That's fair enough. Oh yeah, so here's like what it looks like. This is not this week, so I'll give you like an old one. Like this is like what the old one looks like. So this is like the old one. I could literally will run like just like one. I like put the projections in here, and it'll run like one lineup. But I could lock guys in. I could exclude guys and things like that, and it'll just spit out like one lineup, like kind of over here. But better than nothing. It's
yeah.
Gonna be something to do. Okay, so let's go. By the way, I'm taking credit for it. When we had our contest last week, I said Rom was going to win the tournament. I am claiming that Rom won the tournament. What do you think about that?
He did win the tournament. He just unfortunately doesn't count.
He just didn't make any money.
Yeah, it's great. You did get it right though.
All right, so who's winning?
So I don't want to go boring and just say DJ. So I think I'm just going to skip the first tier, even though I actually, like you said, you probably do want one of these guys in there. I'm going to go with I'm torn between two of them. I think I'm going to go with Sung Jae, but I would.
Wow, that's bold, man.
I'm using Fleetwood as my next one. I really like Sung Jae here.
All right, I'm going to go with Matt Fitzpatrick.
Okay, and then also in the 9K range. Well, Fleetwood's, I already mentioned him, so there's no fun. So I'll just say Patton Kizzire.
So Patton Kizzire is, just remember, that's going to have to finish the top 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I am going to then, I'm going to be kind of true to my thing. I am actually going to just to emphasize this. I am going to steal who you just said that's no fun. I'm gonna put in Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, no, I love him. We'd
Yeah.
already mentioned him. That's the only reason I
Absolutely.
pick him. Yeah. In the 8K range, my guy for the top 10 is Harold Varner.
I like it. Yeah, you know what? I was gonna say I'm gonna do a little less own. You know what I am? I was about to say I'm gonna go Lucas Glover, but I'm not. I'm gonna go with Jonathan Vegas.
All right, I like it.
And the 8Ks are have to be finish top 10, by the way. Now under 8K to finish top 20.
Under 8K for top 20. Let's see who I've got the most of here. It's such a huge range. Yikes.
You could tell your grandchildren you played Patton Kizzire in 9100.
Hey man, there's gonna be plenty of times where Patton Kizzire is 9100.
I believe it.
I'm gonna be boring and say Luke List.
I'm gonna be exciting and say Richie Wawrinski.
All right, I knew you were gonna do that one.
And making the cut. We already gave you Chase Seifert. Who's the other guy you liked?
I like Pac.
Okay.
I like Leboida.
Yeah, let's you know what, let's since we mentioned it 3 times, let's actually, you know, just to show you, I mean, just to show you, like Leboida actually is my 3rd ranked under 7K guy, so it's not like I didn't have him. So
yeah.
Ha would be first, then Seifert, then Leboida. So yeah, I give Leboida the blessing.
I like it.
The Leboida blessing.
All right. Well, guys, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully somebody can take something down this week. Be in Discord. Anybody has any direct questions about any of these. And yeah, we'll see you guys tonight at 6 Eastern.
All right. See you later.
See the top leaderboards, guys.